Alright, what's up everyone out in YouTube land? You already know who it is, Jesszman here. Just want to bring you guys a first impression slash mini review of Borderlands number 1. Now this title was released back in October of 2009. I'm just now getting to this game. I probably didn't get to it just because of financial reasons, and I just got in a PS3, so I was very low on money, and I picked up Uncharted, which lasted me a very, very long time. But I'm kind of burned out on Uncharted right now. But irregardless, I'm still gonna have Uncharted videos coming out to you guys. Hopefully later on this week or next week. I'm really not too sure. Just a hectic schedule because I've got finals coming up with school starting tomorrow. So we'll see. But I just want to make you guys a quick little first impression slash like a mini review, whatever you guys want to call it. I'll update you guys when I have my full review done about Borderlands because I'm not yet done with the full campaign. And even after the full campaign, I want to just run through some of the end game stuff and see how some of that stuff holds up and see if it does retain its fun factor. But so far, Borderlands is pretty good. The storyline, it takes place on the world of Pandora, which is an alien planet unlike our own. Well, actually they're similar in some aspects. They both contain humanoids who I suppose migrated from another distant planet because at the start of the game you choose one of either four classes. You have your Siren, your Hunter, your I think Berserker, and you have your soldier. Now each one of these classes functions differently, but they can be fine-tuned to play their own role in the game, allowing you to solo the game if you want to, or team up with up to three people in the game for co-op gameplay. Now, as far as the storyline goes, it's pretty interesting so far. I mean, it's not anything to really write home about, but it's very fun. I do like the NPCs. So far from what I've seen, the characters themselves don't say anything aside from making little comments when you pick up a weapon or when you kill an enemy, whether it be a headshot or something to the face or just little things like that. They make little quips that I guess put some personality to themselves, but other than that, they're more or less mute. And I guess it kind of puts you more in the role that it makes you feel as if you're the character and you're doing all these things. So I guess it's more of an immersive type experience that Gearbox is looking to allow the player to have. But I don't know. I would like the characters to have more of a speaking part, but that does seem like it'll be remedied come Borderlands 2 time, which the four characters Mordecai, Lilith, Brick, and Roland will all be returning for Borderlands 2. Well, actually, as far as I know, all of them will be returning. I don't know if anyone dies or anything at the end of the storyline. Do not say so in the comment section, please. But they'll be returning for Borderlands 2 as NPCs, and they'll pass the torch on to a new cast of players who will each have their own little role in the game as well. But back to the storyline, it follows one of your four characters: Mordecai as the hunter, Lilith as your siren, Brick as your berserker, and Roland as your soldier, on their quest to find the vault, which is a mysterious type of thing of legends that have been passed down for generations throughout Pandora, and like people say that it exists. It's more of a mythos type thing. No one really knows, but along the way you're gonna find that the vault does exist, and it's up to you guys to find how to gain access to it and where exactly the vault is. And along the journey you'll find new people, new NPCs to interact with, and just stuff like that. And that brings us to the gameplay section. Now the gameplay sections is put into a first person shooter perspective. So the gameplay takes place in the first person. You have your HUD, which include your shield, your health bar, um, your ammunition for your selected gun, which can include an SMG, assault rifle, sniper rifle, revolver, or a repeater, which is like a type of pistol. Now each of these items have a different ammunition within each of the clips, and how much they can hold total. But these can be upgraded by going to a vendor and purchasing the upgrades. Now vendors serve as a way to gain more ammo back when you when you're done battling whatever monster or whatever, or selling the items that you acquire on your journey. Now, the way the game works is that it's more like a Diablo-ish type of system, I suppose, if you want to say. Now, what I mean by this is that you have like each monster that you fight drops loot, and each monster that you fight has a certain set amount of HP. Now, with every weapon, you have some weapons deal more damage to monsters than other weapons do. Say an SMG with certain stats on it will do more damage than a sniper rifle with certain stats. But each weapon can have an elemental attribute. Now, as far as I know, you can't place your own elemental attributes, so you'll have to find that specific weapon with an elemental attribute on it, whether it be shock value, fire, corrosive, which is like a type of poison, or explosion, and that'll deal more, depending on the element, your weapon will deal more damage to the opposing monster. Now, each monster has their own weak spot on them. Now, the humanoid monsters, obviously their weak spot is going to be their head, so you want to go for the headshots to decapitate them or whatever you want. And there's some creatures called skags that I believe their weak spot's their head as well. But then you have these spiderish creatures with like armored shells, and if you strafe behind them, they have like a little sack, kind of like the back kind of a bee, and if you shoot there, then that's their weakest point, and shooting there will result in a quick kill and easier experience points. Now, like I just said, each each time you shoot something, you'll have like a little indicator showing how much damage each shot just did. So this kind of functions like an MMORPG. So all of you MMO fans will be happy to hear that like this is true and that it functions like this. And personally, I like it. I mean, it makes the game more fun to me, being able to see how much damage I'm doing to that specific monster and seeing that my weapon is working and stuff. Now, delving more into the gameplay elements, you have, aside from your weapons and everything, you have you have your shield. Now, the way your shield is upgraded is by purchasing shields from vendors, getting them in quests that you're going to be doing along excuse me, along your journey, or getting them from various drops that monsters drop. Excuse me, and these shields have recharge rates, which the higher the recharge rate, the faster your shield will replenish after it's been depleted. Now, the shield that I'm currently wearing, I think has a recharge rate of like 30 or some, has a relatively low recharge rate, but the shield capacity, which is the total amount of shield that you gain or that you have within that shield before it starts depleting your health, is like in the millions. And keep in mind that I'm only level, I think 26 at this point. Um, we'll get back to level system in a minute. But yeah, the reason I got this was because some level 63 person came into my game, and he dropped the shield, and I picked it up, and I had this shield now, and I'm basically invincible. Now, getting this shield has kind of ruined my experience for the game, because it just takes away the whole strategy element to it. Because before I was kind of going in it with a stealth aspect, trying to pick off enemies from afar with my sniper rifle, and when they would approach me, I would take out my SMG or my revolver or something, and I just go to work from there. But with this shield, I'm going for more of a Call of Duty approach to it. I'm just going and running, gunning, not even thinking about things. So I might put the shield on the side of my inventory or just drop it all together at some point in my playthrough, and take it out um, only for special occasions when I really need the extra boost. But going back to the leveling system, and soon enough the online components of the game, the leveling system works as your leveling system in all games work. After you kill a certain enemy or do a certain quest, or even do certain tasks in the game, which serve as kind of like contracts in the Call of Duty games or missions in Uncharted, where you get X amount of kills with X weapon, or you do X task X amount of times. You gain experience from doing all these tasks, and they all contribute to your experience bar. And once your experience bar fills up, you gain a level. And I believe the current level cap is 64, and I obviously haven't reached that, and I haven't looked into it thus far, simply because I don't want to ruin my experience with the game. But it was upped in the various DLC packs, 4 of them, right now that have been released for the game. Oh, and these DLC packs are up to $10 a pack, I believe, so they're gonna run you at 40 bucks. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you can purchase all the DLC packs and the game itself for 15 bucks off the PlayStation Store. And I believe it's 20 bucks if you're not a PlayStation Plus member, or 30 bucks, my bad. It's also 30 bucks for the Game of the Year edition, which includes all the DLC and the game itself over at GameStop or your local game retailer. But yeah, that's basically the leveling for you. The leveling at first is pretty quick, but then as your normal games go, as you progress further and further, it starts to slow down, and it takes a lot longer to level up, and you're gonna have to be doing more quests and killing more things just to level up. So I mean, there's some good pacing in there. Now we're gonna put some more emphasis on the pacing in a second, but going to the online component of the game doesn't feature a traditional competitive multiplayer aspect to the game. What you're presented with is a um, cooperative, cooperative look on the game. So all of you co-op fans will be happy to know that it features 4-player online and 4-player offline co-op. Now, the 4-player offline co-op is strictly split screen, I believe, which supports 2-player split screen, I think. I may be wrong, it might support 4-player split screen, but I've never actually gotten the chance to try it out yet. Um, but yeah, it supports split screen and online functionality. Now, the way the online functionality works is that you have a lobby system, and within the lobby system, you just go and join someone's game. Now, you can host your own game by going to the online component and switching host a public game, or even host a private game so that only your friends can join, or only people that you invite can join your game. Now, each time someone joins the game, whether it be like someone of a great level joins the game, or even someone actually each time someone joins the game, the monsters of Pandora get stronger. So the more people in the game, the harder it's going to be to kill monsters. But then you also get better loot and more experience from your quests and stuff. So that's a good trade-off for the monsters getting tougher. And then each time people leave the game, it's going to get easier and just stuff like that. So I mean, hey, it's a good trade-off. And I do like the online component of the game. Most of the time, I just play with I just host a public match. And I just go in just to minimize the lag that I experience, because some of these games when I join them there's a lot of lag, um, and actually there is a slight competitive aspect to the game from what I've seen so far. If you guys want it, you can duel people when you're online, and duels are initiated by uh, pressing R3 or the right stick on the Xbox 360. Now what this does is melee the person, and when you melee someone, you challenge them to a duel, and when they reciprocate the melee action, they accept your duel. And after that, a big barrier encases a specific set area around you guys, and then that starts up the that starts up the duel, and then from there you guys fight until one of you guys quote unquote dies. Now you guys can't really die, you just get downed, and then you get back up with a certain amount of HP and your shield restored. Um, that's, well, actually no, pacing. So far what I've seen from Borderlands is that the pacing in the beginning of the game was excellent. They presented you with one area, and you had all these side quests, and you had your main storyline quests, and if you proceeded with the storyline quest, you would you would unlock the next area. But storyline quests often required you to do some side quests and do some grinding here and there just to beat the specific boss that you're required to beat. Now, after you've journeyed to like your second area in Pandora, you open up your third area, which I believe is New Haven. and after you've opened up your third area, they present you with I think 1 or 2 quests, and then you open up another area, another quest, another area. Then after that, the rest of the areas are open. No introductory quests that I've seen for the rest of the areas, and that really irked me because I'm like, wait, what was the point in all that pacing before? Why didn't they just open up all of Pandora to us with like that? It just didn't make any sense to me. And the same thing goes for the dungeons that are in Pandora. I think those should be locked out unless you like meet a specific leveling requirement or whatever. But I don't know. It just got mad. It just made me mad. But yeah, that's all I really want to talk about for this first impressions, which is pretty long. So I guess this is gonna serve more as a mini review until I get the until I finish up the game and I get the full review typed out, and probably do an updated review on YouTube later on in the future whenever I finish the game or whenever I get to a point that I'm comfortable with doing a review. But anyway, you guys, check out Borderlands and check out analoghype.com for your latest in gaming news, hip-hop news, and just news in general. As always, I'm Jesszman, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.